I'm gonna have to flip it towards me because I'm like, can't do this, but
Can you say hi to everyone? Say hello. Hello. This is so sweet.
Hey guys, it's been a while since I've done a video, so I've been just itching to get back and talking to you guys about different things that kind of come up through my day and my week. So the other day I'm at our gym location that we call the Extreme Training Center out in Perrysburg, Ohio. And one of my clients who competed this past fall, she's kind of going through that normal phase that you have after you compete, where you feel really fat, you feel like you look disgusting, you're really frustrated with yourself. Some people may be binging on foods, and it's just this really bad cycle that you get into. I think a lot of competitors have talked about this, and the off-season, we call it the off-season struggles, off-season feels, and it's something that I think we need to continue speaking out about and kind of educating people about so that we can figure out how to function after we get off stage. Hopefully you've seen my post before about how bodybuilders or competitors are like drug dealers, and it's so true even with post-competition. You kind of go through this withdrawal, and you crave the look that you had, the feeling that you had, the body that you had, and it can become kind of addictive. Let's be honest. I mean, you look amazing, everyone's complimenting you, you're winning shows, and you just kind of want to stay in the zone. So my goal today is to kind of just explain to you the process of getting used to filling out and your off-season body and not hating it or being really obsessed with staying lean. So this may seem kind of juvenile, but I'm gonna draw pictures for you today. So here we go. This took me about 8 weeks to finally go from stage to, okay, I'm comfortable with enjoying foods that I love, like pizza and beer and going out with my friends or having some cookies at a holiday party, but yet still being comfortable with how I look and not seeing myself as fat or chubby or fluffy or whatever you want to call it. So this is kind of just a way that I want to lay it out for you, and hopefully it'll kind of sink in. Okay, so this is going to represent our thinking. So you have extreme thinking and extreme thinking. Let's say one side is you're extremely lean, like a competitor type mindset. And then we'll say this side over here is maybe like an obese mindset. Okay, so they're very, very extremes with how you see food, how you see bodies, how you see yourself. Maybe confidence levels can be extreme, and obviously how you look is very different in these two extremes, okay? So we will pretend that this middle line is the middle. It's logical. It is a healthy balance. It's the halfway point in between the two extremes. So ideally, you'd want to be somewhere in the middle with your thinking and maybe your body image. I guess this is how I feel what my journey was like, and I think a lot of competitors can relate, is that when you normally would be kind of on this line for how you think about your own body image, as you start competing and getting ready for shows, you're surrounded by people who have this amazing physique and who are pretty structured about their food and their workouts. And just in general in the health and fitness industry, people are always working towards a goal, whether it be a physique goal, maybe a weightlifting goal. So when you're surrounded by that mentality, you start to always think, I can do more. Somehow I have to hit the next goal, okay? So what happens mentally is this kind of midline of logical thinking or logical body image kind of starts, this is going to swing like a pendulum, so it kind of starts to move more this way. As you continue to hit more goals and you just keep being such a badass, you're eventually going to move a little bit more, okay? So your midline always ends up being in the middle of what the extreme is and where you're at. So if we pretend these are not here, Jesus, dry erase board's terrible. And your thinking is here and the extreme is here. Your middle line where your logical thinking is going to be in here. The problem is your logical thinking is actually still very on the extreme side. So as you see yourself get very lean for stage, and then you get done competing, and you're back in the real world where everyone else is here with logical thinking, you think you're being logical and seeing yourself the way that other people do, but you're actually way over here still on the extreme side. You may look in the mirror after you compete and you're finally able to reverse diet and have some cheat meals, and you're seeing yourself over here, because remember, you're still very extreme, you're not thinking logically. You're thinking, wow, I look fluffy, I look chubby. If I go in the gym, people are gonna think, wow, she got fat. I even personally remember thinking, I'm gonna go in the gym and Keith worked so hard to get me into shape and to get me looking like that, and he's gonna be embarrassed of me when people see how I look. Think about it this way, the average American is actually pretty out of shape, let's say maybe even over to the obese side. So when they look in the mirror, they think they look normal, but in the real world, they're actually probably over here, okay? Which is why a lot of times when you're getting leaner, they think, because their logical reasoning is in the center here, they think, whoa, that person's very extreme. Even if you're just like the slightest bit fit and you're kind of in here, they think you're really extreme, because remember, their logical thinking about body shape and how you eat is more over here. So again, it's just all about perspective and kind of where you're at on this pendulum, and if you're thinking logically. So you have to really work to get back to, and give yourself time to get back to kind of that midline. So it took me, I would say, about 8 weeks to where I can look in the mirror and I don't see myself and say, oh my gosh, you look fluffy, you look fat, you've lost all your progress. But I'm actually over here and I think, you look really fit compared to the average person. So I hope I'm making sense, but I just want you to realize that the way that you're thinking can move from extreme to extreme. So you have to really work to get back to the middle ground and see yourself how you actually appear to people. So in my blog post, I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on this and just kind of give you some takeaways as to how I was able to get my, thoughts back toward the center of the actual pendulum from extreme to extreme, how I found this very happy medium where I'm not restrictive about my food, and how I've gotten to where I allow myself to enjoy some things and I don't beat myself up the next day over it because I'm filled out a little bit more, or I'm holding a little bit of water weight. And also to where I'm not fearful of the scale moving up. Ultimately, my goal for you is for you to be able to compete and then know what that reverse process is going to be, so that you can truly love your body, whether it's competition season or it's off season. Enjoy your body, enjoy the process at every single stage. If you ever feel like you need someone to talk to about this, I have so many people that I can put you in touch with who go through this exact same thing, including myself, so please don't hesitate to reach out. And as always, if you enjoyed this video or if it was helpful to you, please share it, give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to see more of my videos. And as always, I'm hanging out on Instagram. I am at Kayla Vashti.